Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons we see out here on the road. A bit like this non-reader displaying the intelligence and decision making ability of a tennis ball. Or this sweaty palm dribbling idiot who's got the rear viewing ability of a blinkered horse as he just backs into the car what's behind him. Or maybe this mouth breathing muppet who's about as much use to society as a speed bump is on a Formula 1 track, as he just stops in the middle lane of the motorway to prove a point, when the only point he made blatantly clear was that he's thicker than a dinosaur's foreskin. This is from Paul. Now, what's worse than a white BMW with blacked out windows? Yep, you guessed it, a white BMW with blacked out windows on diplomatic number plates. And now we're going to throw three impatient cyclists into the mix who look like they're going for their personal best. Now, as we know, 75% of BMW drivers don't use their indicators. But add on top of this one uses his wing mirrors less than an Eskimo uses a freezer, as he just pulls round to the left while the cyclists are undertaking the BMW, approaching the side road there. Yes, that idiot in the BMW was at fault, but why would you undertake a vehicle when it's approaching a side road? Zero hazard awareness, in my opinion. On board with LeVar Mack in a 50-seater coach, when a backward cretin just pulls across him like that. His idea of thinking outside the box is being able to read the ingredients on a pack of cornflakes without his mum's help. Okay, so stand on a similar theme in this from MCD. But this time we're in a 44-tonne truck instead of a 50-seater coach. But that means nothing to the cognitively disadvantaged idiot in the Toyota Prius, as he just pulls in front of him, forcing him to take evasive action and go on the hard shoulder. If intelligent thoughts are bricks, he's building sandcastles and probably while the tide's coming in. This from Grommy on his bike. Keep your eye on a little red car with the blacked out windows, and this idiot here indicating right and moving to the left. That's exactly what you do, and the red car don't see him doing so, and they both collide. The pair of them are so thick they probably think a ghost chili is a dead snowman. Okay, this from Musa. Now, as we can see, the black car on the right is indicating right, so Musa's going to pass him. But unbeknownst to Musa, that driver's got the brains and the directional ability of a pigeon trying to fly in a hall of mirrors, as he just pulls to the left. Another idiot that can only count to 10 when he's got his shoes on. Nothing quite says that I still make binoculars out of string and empty toilet roll cardboard tubes to look for Action Man in my bedroom, like driving a BMW on the hard shoulder on the wrong side of the road. Thick as a chimney breast. Unbelievable. This from Brian T. Keep your eye on this idiot in the blue car, because he ain't keeping his eye on anything, as he just pulls out, displaying the visual ability of a pigeon stuck in a chimney, as he just doesn't see the car coming towards him with the inevitable consequences. What a dickus colossus. On board with Dave, SS61, going down the road in a 44-tonne truck. Now, when you see a truck like this come towards you, what do you do? Well, when you've got a brain the size of a flaccid hamster's penis, you just pull out on the truck and make him go up the pavement. That's exactly what you do. What a gimp. This from Punzel. Now, it does get a bit boring sitting in traffic, but I'll tell you who doesn't get bored. Smooth-brained Captain Clueless in his black SUV Merc. That's who don't get bored. Driving like he's forgot to take his medication today. Obviously another one that thinks that common sense and intelligence is just a superstition he's never really been interested in. Here we go, another flat earth believer driving a Merc. Now, if misunderstanding and confusion were an art form, you're looking at a masterpiece right there. I'll tell you what is flatter than Lake Windermere on a calm day. That mug's learning curve. And here we go again, another mug in a Merc. A white one with blacked out windows. I see patterns developing here. Look at this space cadet here, look, where's he think he is? If intelligence and common sense could be shot bought, he's been to Poundland. This from Ryan68, keep your eye over there, you're going to see a driver coming along who's got the visual capabilities of a teabag in a thermos flask, as he just pulls out on the roundabout and hits the red van. What a numpty. On board with Mickey P, and as you can see, him and all the other cars are going through their green light. Keep your eye to the right. Look at this pudding-brained wazzock just coming through their red light there. He don't even stop. He just like keeps going. If being brainless and clueless was a career, he'd be retired by now with a nice little pension, trust me. Now, nothing quite says I'll move my finger along and point at the letters as I'm reading them, as just pulling out in front of another car in wet and slippery conditions. And then he puts his boot down, accelerates up the road, and then whilst displaying the mental agility of a wet tissue, what's he do? Well, he mounts the pavement and drives down there at 30 miles an hour. That's exactly what he does. Lemon slices like that are the reason they put erasers on the end of pencils. Right, if you ain't got a dash cam yet and you want one, here's your chance. Go in the description below, click on the link, use promo code RM15 at the checkout and get yourself 15% off on a Road Angel dash cam. Here we are on board with Grommy again, about to negotiate this roundabout. Now, you've always got to be careful when you're going round the roundabout, because you never know when a moron in a mini who's got a brain as useless as a barbecue on a submarine is just going to pull out in front of you. Maybe one of the reasons the thick shake nearly took out Grommy is because he was looking at his phone. Look, there he is, holding it. What an idiot. Here I am going down Piccadilly, about to turn left into Eyre Street, but I can't turn in there because I've got a real airhead who's just come down the little one-way street the wrong way. Maybe the driver's deep in fault. Yeah, about as deep as a pigeon bathing in a puddle. Right, this is a weird one. Have a look at this. A car in front. He's going down this off-ramp. It looks like he's on shell grip, yeah, or anti-skid. Not even going that fast, and he spins out and does the barrier. I'm thinking bald tyres, bit of a diesel spill, or a combination of the two. What do you reckon? Here we are on board with Musa, just about to go through his green light. Keep your eye on the Uber turnip in the black Toyota Prius with the black windows. As you can see, the twat's in the left, Musa's in the right because he's going round to the right, but then all of a sudden the crayon-eating cretin just pulls over to the right for no reason at all. And here I am behind another one of Transport for London's finest. And as you can see, he's in the right lane. All traffic is meant to go to the right, so where's he go? He goes to the left, of course. The pair of them crayon eaters have got a learning curve that's flatter than a cockroach in a steamroller factory. And here's yet another Uber idiot from Ludmill. Now the road he's about to turn into is temporarily one way. But when you've got a single solitary thought bouncing around a big empty skull like a fart bounces around inside of a hurricane, of course you're going to come up the one-way street the wrong way. This lot never disappoint, do they? They're like the gift that keeps on giving. Anyway, this from Tellboy 1962. Keep your eye on that white truck up there. And then pay attention to the two future neuroscientists who thought it was a bright idea to jump on the back. And then displaying the mental agility of a pair of concussed goldfish, they just jump off and hit the deck. A proper pair of lamppost lickers, them two. On board with Glenn, watching this sponge brain idiot that looks at his mirrors less than you look at Linda McCartney's meatless sausages when you're in the supermarket as he nearly takes out the other car there. That's a real single sock thinker right there. This from Brian T. Nothing quite says I've got the logic processing ability of an I Love Cornwall fridge magnet like scraping your van down the side of another motor. Some people are born to achieve greatness and others are just, born really, and that's it. This from Shuja. Now, as you can see, everyone's sticking to the speed limit, everyone's staying in their lane, everyone apart from this real blank spreadsheet in the murk. Thick as a sack of coal, that idiot. Look at him. Guys, if you like what you see and I put a smile on your face, please hit that little like and subscribe button down below because you know it helps me out. Thank you. Right, let's have a look at some planks on some bikes. Okay, so first out the gate, we got this human equivalent of a tax return going for the personal best, but the only best he managed to achieve was looking like a massive tosser as he went down faster than the price of Christmas tree lights in January. And nothing quite says I've got a shoelace for a brain and I still can't spell my own name like pulling out into the road without even looking. These DIY lobotomies need to be banned ASAP. Now this one's from Jab World, and nothing quite says I'm so inbred my family tree is basically a circle when I've got less electrical activity in my brain and a broken fridge light bulb than to use our bikes to block road junctions, delaying working people going about their day while me and my mates just ride through red lights, break the law and also look like massive bellends. Now if anybody knows this soy-eating two-wheeled waste of sperm that looks like a cross between Sam Smith and the lion from The Wizard of Oz, please show it to him and show him what an absolute lemon slice he looks like. Okay, so from Sam Smith to the SpongeBob of the cycling world, in this from Musa. Look at this plank here. Look, just look how he goes. Look, don't worry, natural attrition will take care of that idiot. It's not a case of if, it's just when, really. Have a look at this brainless gimp. Now, the sad thing is, when he gets injured and he's unable to shrug and nod his head, he's unable to communicate as well. And here's another two-wheel organ donor whose brain works as well as an inflatable dartboard as he just goes in front of that car. You can save yourself from a fall, but you can't save a fall from himself. Here we go, Lance Armstrong gone wrong. Other cyclist puts his arm up, makes him swerve into the sand, and that's the end result. Let's have another little look again. Here he comes. Was going for the personal best, but the front wheels dug in, send him over the handlebars, and he goes head first into the sand. The only personal best he's achieved today is the best impersonation of an ostrich. Okay, now this is one of my oldest but most favourite bike clips. This one just never gets old. Now what do you notice about this non-reading part-time scarecrow? That's right, he's riding a bike with his hands in his pockets. And unfortunately for him, they're wedged firmly in his pockets and he hits the car. Let's have another look. Now this person was brought into the world because a shrug and a blank stare got together and had sexy time and then produced this individual who acts dumb 24/7, rides around with his hands in his pockets and crashes into cars on the road. Oh, I love it. That never gets old. Well, that's it for this one, everybody. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I'll put a playlist up there on the right if you want to watch some more. Thanks to everyone who sent in clips. Have a good weekend and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.